Hi, this is Neil Tennant.
I'm Chris Lowe.
We're the Pet Shop Boys, and we've got with us the designer and creator of the Pandemonium show, Devlin.
Hello.
That's what Ez's voice sounds like. And, well, we're just going to watch it and say the first thing that comes into our heads.
Where's that then?
That's the O2 Arena. So we're normally, we would be at this show as well, standing behind the boxes with boxes on our heads. It's a bit scary because when you walk on the stage, I can hardly see my microphone. Sometimes I have to swerve to find it.
This is still my favourite moment that you actually agreed to wear those boxes on your head for the whole of the first song.
Agreed? Begged to wear them. I'd like to have worn it throughout the whole show.
One of the key technical challenges was making sure the whole wall didn't fall down when we opened the doors. Of course.
How did you do that?
Bit of cardboard, extra cardboard, a cardboard lintel.
We did a couple of shows where it was too moist and we had to come through the centre.
That's right, because the cardboard
They're
lintel got a bit
saggy.
soggy. Yeah.
I like this video.
We quite often didn't, well actually until we saw this DVD we didn't know what was going on behind us because we hadn't seen the show.
And I think at this point most of the audience don't know it's just 50 cardboard boxes up there with projection on them.
But the cardboard boxes are like, they're a very strict grid, aren't they? For the way the projection hits them.
Absolutely. So what we wanted was the effect that the audience thought the images were emanating from them to begin with, not projected on. That you got the sense it was some kind of LED screen.
Don't think we provided the balloons, did we?
No, this should be edited out.
The balloons is a reference to our Christmas EP. Because it's got balloons on the cover.
Right.
Anyway, they pop up during the show. There's the girls. I really feel for them wearing those boxes all the way through the show. I don't know how they do it actually. That level of dancing they have to do with wearing, with a very, very, very restricted view.
So
I didn't know you could see through them.
Oh yeah, when you're backlit, you really get the silhouette of the head. The first video, the story of it really was getting the energy of a heartbeat trapped in a box. So just starting off that theme of individual versus a category.
The other two dancers are actually singing backstage, by the way.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're not just resting.
No, standing with microphones singing backstage.
Did you do that every night?
That was a late edition.
Oh. In case they didn't know where they were.
No, it's because it gets a cheer.
Oh, to remind us where we were. Oh, just to get a cheer. Right, you're pandering.
I thought, well, we're doing a DVD. I think we should have a cheer here. I like that twitchy dance the girls have.
It's a good use of an elbow.
Good choreography of an elbow. Now this, I was always worried I was going to walk into the boxes and knock them over. Because it's quite narrow.
Oh yeah.
Now so quickly take off the boxes. Someone's handing me the glasses and someone else is handing me the hat and I'm back.
And these in the projection are our two dancers who've been singing backstage.
That's right, yeah.
Sean and Charlotte.
Was it Friday night?
It was Monday.
But that was your brief to me for the whole show at the very beginning. A wild Friday night with tears in the toilet. and a celebratory ending.
Well, we more or less enter. Let's all bear that in mind as we watch this.
A lot of hand movements in this. Are they your own, or were you choreographed? Are they models' own?
They're all models' own.
Well, there's a lot of them.
Well, we have. This is like the 76th gig.
So, should we talk about this costume?
Yes.
The Elizabethan spy was what we started with. Jeffrey Bryant.
It started off as a coat, this, didn't it?
Do you remember the really frightening purple version they brought in?
Yes.
And then it modulated into this, which I love, this one.
Well, I went to see Rufus Wainwright's Shakespeare sonnet show in Berlin, and he had this Italian costume designer, and it was all set in the Elizabethan period because it was Shakespeare. And I just quite like those sort of shoulders. They look quite futuristic at the same time.
And the Elizabethan period being a massive age of surveillance, it was in keeping.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Chris's outfit is actually made of black cubes, but slightly softer. We were going to go for plastic one, weren't we?
I did wear the plastic one for some shows, but when I saw a rough cut of this, I thought the plainer one looked better. And it was more comfortable as well. Always a consideration.
Well, for banging those drums.
Actually, Jeffrey never stops working on costumes. He's probably even working on it now, even though the show's finished.
So in the video is the little story of Sean and Charlotte meeting. So you've had your cube-covered people in the foreground, and these people are in a world of cubes, but revealed as individuals, and then we'll follow their story as we get to the next bit.
Yeah, I love the pixelated dancing.
It's a little love story beginning up there.
Oh,
you see? That's the beginning of what leads to their big fight later.
Oh, I can hear Johnny Marr on harmonica. The music, as you probably know, was produced by Stuart Price, and he did the Brits performance for us, which is also available on this DVD, and that's where we sort of got the idea of making medleys of songs, and this Pandemonium is merged with Can You Forgive Her, because they've got the same sort of musical feel. The girls are singing, by the way, there.
The idea for this film was Neil and Chris at the centre of a party without actually being aware at all of what's going on around them. And there's one of your videos, I think, where you do that. You're oblivious to the party around you, or a few.
Maybe all of them.
A general effect.
Only got one idea.
And the idea of many bodies caught in a little box.
Yeah.
Lynn Page choreographed the show. You know?
Yes, Lynn did a great job on the dance. I mean, the Brits was was almost the starting point for this production, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Which Lynn also choreographed.
And the process of coming up with this set list was sitting at Angela's kitchen table with Stuart and yourselves with every single thing you'd ever sung, basically.
On Spotify.
Yeah, we started with the entire back catalogue and then worked it around this story and mashed it through from old to new. That's quite rare, working with bands, that you start with such a clear sense of what the music's going to be. It's actually quite unique for me with the bands I've been working with.
What, they work on the set list while you work on the show?
Oh, probably. The night before each show it changes, which just means you can't. It's very rare that you get to do such a through thought piece.
Well, when you got a show so heavily sequenced as this, you can't really, and layered like this music is in this show, you can't really change it. It's one of the things when you're the singer, I don't think people realise it's a bit like running a race, because you can't get anything wrong and stop. You know, if you've got a band, if you miss the intro, they'll just play around again.
Sure. You're on a running machine.
It is a bit like being on a running machine. Do you want to tell people, Chris, about what's in your
box of tricks?
Your box of tricks.
There's a fridge with some drinks, optics, there's a heater, a fan, and the laptop to answer some emails.
There's not a fridge, is there?
No, I did think about it. I always used to have a section in the show where I went off and had a vodka and tonic, but I didn't in this
That's
one.
the bit you're doing your dance in now, isn't it?
I know. I'm the only person that's on stage for the entire time.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. And the last show as well. Yeah.
Good evening, London. We are the Pet Shop Boys. Welcome to Pandemonium at the O2 Arena. The next song is called Love, Etc.
We've actually cut out something I said there because it sounded a bit weird, but this is filmed on December 21st, 2009, and when we arrived at the O2 Arena about 4 o'clock for sound check, it was raining, and then 2 hours later it started to snow. It was very, very heavy snow, and we were told afterwards that about 2,000 members of the audience who'd bought tickets hadn't been able to get to the gig, which is a real shame. So I did actually originally thank people. The night I thanked people for actually making it there. But outside at the moment, you know, there's heavy snow falling.
This video was obviously the video for the single, but recut, re-edited, reshaped by Hans Hugebrugger, who made the original to fit exactly into our grid of boxes.
And also originally done for the Brits.
Yes.
Yes, this video was famously the shortest video shoot we've ever done.
How long? 2 hours?
No, about 10 minutes.
Really?
He just filmed my face with me lip syncing it on a very ordinary camera, and then Chris just kind of reacting to the music, and that was it. And we just use it for our heads and the bouncing balls. Because he's meant to be a sort of graphic thing.
Hans was very uncertain about making it fit this grid to begin
Was he?
with. Yes, he was. He liked it just the way it was, and he didn't want to change it. But I think in the end he was pleased. It's so layered, this. It's very important, Neil, that you stood exactly where you stood, you know. Otherwise you would have cast a shadow on those boxes.
Yeah. Bit of audience participation there.
Yeah. What can you see through those sunglasses now?
Oh, they're not very dark. I can see everything.
A big box Hollywood star, a supercar to have fun, a life of power and wealth, beautiful but it helps.
There's the end of the Pac-Man idea. Do you remember at the beginning of the design process, the Pac-Man was a big idea,
Yes,
a kind
it
of
was.
electrical circuit in a maze.
Yeah.
If you've done nothing wrong,
That was my glass of iced water.
if you've something to hide, you should have even be here.
I like this bit with the drums. You used to be playing a military band when you were a kid, didn't you?
Yeah, playing the what do you call it? Side drum. It just made a change from playing the keyboards all the time.
I'm building a wall, a fine wall, not so much to keep you out.
I think it was really not a good mash through of integral into building a wall here. Just so many of the themes in Fundamental leading through to the themes
Yeah.
of Yes.
Not so much to keep you out, more to keep me in. I'm losing my head. Well, why not? More work for the undertaker means there's less for me.
In fact, the proportion of these two screens that you see, each one is the same size as the original cube was for the Fundamental tour. So the idea is we just split the atom and
Ah, right. Yes, of course.
direct continuation.
Down it comes.
Did that ever go wrong on the tour? Did that ever
No.
land on
Would
anyone?
never have seen if it had.
You didn't hear any screams?
No, I don't. I don't believe it ever did go wrong. Now we see Sean and Charlotte the first time. There's the balloons.
So their story is they met at a nightclub, then they went off and took gymnastics lessons together.
In China.
In
Yes,
China.
That's right. It's a comprehensive narrative.
Now, of course, this film was made before the beginning of the tour, and then Sean got his hair cut.
Oh yeah.
So he's wearing a wig here.
Is
Oh,
he?
yes.
Is he not?
He's wearing a wig.
You're lying.
He's not. He's wearing. We're not. He's wearing a wig there.
It looks quite good. Yeah, I like it.
He looks like, for the older members of the audience, the singer Rick James from the early 80s.
Yeah, I remember getting an email about that wig.
Oh no, there's a major crisis about the haircut.
Yeah, it needs to be long because it goes with Charlotte. And
Yeah. Anyway, Jeffrey knocked up got a wig for him.
Where the skies are blue, this is what we're gonna do. We will love the beach.
So this is actually being sung over the rhythm track of Pananara.
Change your pace of life. We will walk and strive. I know you love me. Oh, how could I disagree? I make no protest. You will do the rest. Life is peaceful there. In the open air. Baby, you
So the boxes they're dancing on, they're not made of cardboard, are they?
they are made of cardboard but reinforced. They're still the same surface. And you see, you would have thought cardboard boxes would be a nice, easy, cheap material, but of course they are the most expensive cardboard boxes on the planet because they had to be flame-proofed,
Yeah.
which is quite complex to do.
Will be what we want to be. Now if we make a stand, we'll find our promised land.
Now, of course, the Holly and Sophie are singing backstage in this one.
But we've had sort of the first, how long have we had? The first 10 minutes of the show that's been contained and in these two small screens, and then it opens right out.
Yeah.
Surprise.
We will feel just fine. Oh, where the skies are blue. This is what we're gonna do. Thank you.
I'll go east in that case.
Indeed.
So that's the end of the first part.
What are these things called?
Versatile.
That's it.
They're an old, early 90s bit of kit that people don't use so much anymore. Each of those squares is its own pixel.
So this is this section of the show is based around New York in the early 80s, where Chris and I first recorded. And Chris has changed into his mirror jacket.
Let's not go home. We'll catch the late train.
How injured did you get by the jacket, Chris?
So what's
Scratches? Did you get much injured by that jacket around your neck? Scratches?
No, I nearly took Neil's eye out the first concert.
The very first concert I went off stage, we both went off stage to get changed for this. And Chris's jacket whizzed past my eye. And actually, I thought I'd cut myself. I thought I was bleeding, but I wasn't. So after that, he had to get changed in a separate area.
It was quite uncomfortable at first because it cut into my neck, but Jeffrey adjusted it, so it wasn't too bad.
I think Jeffrey spent about 6 weeks making that jacket.
Really?
Yeah.
He made another one. There's two now.
So this is fashion show. The idea is that Charlotte and Sean went off to New York. They went west from China, turned up in New York and met all these nameless, faceless fashion people.
What's that thing called?
It's a chaos pad, and it just alters whatever you put through it.
So this was a great section for Jeffrey because he could just carry on making costumes
Oh, absolutely.
while you were playing. He's probably making one for the next night, actually, while this was going on.
And they're all in a pile behind the box now. So they can get changed quickly.
Oh, that's his real hair. I see.
That's his real hair now. Sean actually plays in the show Michael Jackson's Thriller when he's not doing our show.
It's quite good. You get two dancers for the price of one, actually.
Let's not go home. Let's run away. So why hang around for the deed to be done? You could give it all up for a place in the sun. When
So once you start with pixels and boxes as your module, you can sort of talk about anything. Windows, lights, people. They look pretty threatening, I think, those two.
Yeah. Well, have you met them?
like someone has
These two songs are actually the first and last song from our first album, and it's the first concert we've ever performed them, first tour we've ever performed them. I like doing both of them.
There comes a time in everyone's life when all of the parties every night, they're not enough.
Where's that jacket from, Neil?
That jacket, I didn't like the jacket I had in the show right at the beginning, or the jacket I had in the fourth section. And we were in somewhere in Europe. What's the Luxembourg.
That's right, that's where you got it.
And on a Saturday morning, Chris and I went shopping, and I bought this jacket and the grey Dior jacket, and they were both in the sale.
And can we talk about these
But
moving
what I like
buildings?
about this is that this nylon jacket, keeping the hat on and the glasses, it looks a little bit like Run DMC used to wear in this
Yeah.
period.
So I saw a reference online of a Bauhaus ballet where the entire cast were dressed as New York buildings. And that's where this came from. And we did literally make them, they were made out of cardboard. And they are quite a quick change item.
Yeah. It's a good shot.
They always make me smile, those buildings behind you.
Well, they are. We've never shied away from the comic.
It's making a serious point. Cohabiting, living together, buildings.
Yeah.
It's dead. Look at them. They're not laughing.
Actually, they are if you look at their faces.
I can't watch this bit without laughing. I love it. Are we going to reveal our inspiration for this next bit? Remember the clip we watched? Inspired Chris'
Madonna.
dance. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've always liked that dance. What song is it?
Dress you up.
It just is it. Or it looks different, a bit different me doing it.
We all sat and watched the little clip of Madonna doing this dance. And
Well, Chris has always liked that dance.
here we go.
Oh god, I'm not going to
So
watch this.
this is Chris being Madonna.
I'm now not watching.
It's the best moment in the whole show, Chris.
It's great.
Hilarious. Anyway.
Chris really is looking at the floor here. I can vouch for him. He's got his eyes shut.
It's got a bit of a skip to it, doesn't it?
And he's back in the room, where he belongs.
So we've had several requests for this jacket now. I get emails on a weekly basis asking for a copy. They've come a long way since Moscow, those boxes.
Yeah.
I was faced with a choice at a difficult age. Would I write a book or should I take to the stage? But in the back of my head, I heard distant feet. Che Guevara and Debussy to a disco beat.
The video for this is a mixture of Was It Worth It, sure that is there, and New York City Boy.
When you're a boy, some days are tough. Lying on your bed, playing punk rock and stuff. Home is a boot camp, you gotta escape. Wanna go and wander in the ticker tape. You feel the deal is real. You're a New York City.
This song got added to the set list when? For the...
Just for from America onwards.
That's right.
Second half of the tour. And Stuart Price has done something to the rhythm track, which has just improved it, actually.
What's a hoochie?
Woman.
Oh.
When we were writing this song with Dave Morales, I just asked her in the studio for New York slang. It's gone 86, for instance.
Lynn was on a good thing with her slow-mo
Yeah.
Saturday Night Fever there. Did it capture Jeffrey in the video?
I don't know if we see him or not. I think we see Denton at one point.
All the films were put together by a company called 1.0. This is...
I like that. I watched that from behind where I'm standing all the bum twitching bit. It's a really good bit though. There's Denton. So Chris is actually reading the music at that screen he's looking at. If you were to see it, it's got the... was it the same in the last tour as well?
Yeah.
If you looked at it, it's actually got musical notation sliding past.
Well, I do know this one.
You do you?
Most of them I don't, but this one actually can do it
Do you feel like you're on a running
off
machine?
memory.
Do you feel like you're on a running machine with it, Chris? Or not?
What do you mean?
Or racing with it? Or do you feel like you're...
I would never have thought of that, no.
So, Blackpool and Newcastle
Newcastle.
are in this film.
I guess because it's where we come from.
Precisely because
Yeah.
it's where you come
Actually,
from.
maybe more of a treadmill.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And I think we used this film because we used it in the Brits, didn't we? What was on mine?
Yeah, we started off the tour with a different film for this, which was
Yeah.
more abstract, to do with the cubes pushing forward and backwards. But it needed something to cut against it more. So the black and white footage of the original cities of these men sitting either side of me was thought the appropriate thing.
Now, every night, Chris, I did say the name of the city we were in there.
Did you ever get it wrong?
No.
Who were you waving to?
No one.
They're on little trampolines there.
All the tricks of the trade we've gone on for 20 odd years.
Look at them. That is,
Trampolines.
they've got a trampoline like that for 3 minutes or something.
Yeah. It's quite hard to trampoline in sync, I think.
Yeah.
It looks impossible.
Actually. That's why they have
And
visible-
sing.
And they're singing.
What's this called again? The big one.
Yeah,
When was the last time you went on that, Chris?
quite a few years ago. I found it a bit scary.
This unfortunately isn't the best singing audience. They're all right, but I think Copenhagen was the best we had, and Glasgow is pretty amazing.
Manchester was good.
Manchester was good. South America.
Quite as good as I should. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could. Maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely times. And I guess I never told
It's actually, the lyrics of this song are pretty bleak.
I'm so happy that
This is a very cynical song.
Yeah.
I didn't even realise it when we first recorded it. It's about someone who's selfish and careless.
Yeah.
Now I have to march up steps at the back. Which is quite difficult in those tight trousers, by the way.
give me hope.
So this is very moving for me, this part of the show. This is when I first worked with the Pet Shop Boys.
On Close to Heaven.
Close to Heaven.
10 years ago now.
Yeah.
On the...
Where I met my husband.
where you met your husband.
Have some fun
The workshop Close to Heaven. in fact.
Yeah.
in the love we share. Is it fate? Does darkness end in light? Never been closer to heaven.
Singing backstage again.
They sound good, don't they?
Never been closer to heaven. Never been further away.
So they've been formed into a sort of Rubik's Cube.
That's this good.
Yeah.
This good. I didn't know this happened till I saw this film.
And your faces are actually within the Rubik's Cube there. Sort of mixing together the features of Neil and Chris.
I get out of bed at 10:30 and phone up a friend who's a party animal. Turn on the news.
I think actually in the Rubik's Cube animation, all the little icons that you see,
Yeah.
the guy who animated it based it very closely on the lyrics, and he'd incorporated all of those in the Rubik's Cube, and then they all explode out.
It's the L sign when that's what I'm driving.
Beat the rest, but I don't like to compete or talk street. I could pick up the best from the party animal. I could leave you, say goodbye.
I like the new... Is it new bass line in this?
Yeah, Stuart did quite a bit of work on this. He changed the chords slightly in the verse to make them like Cerrone, you know, that major minor thing.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Put a new bass line on.
I like this dance as well.
Yeah.
Pick up the brochure about the sun.
Hot Holidays.
Photographer saw. I was always told that you should join a club. Stick with the gang if you
Got the good dancers, aren't they?
Yeah. All the dancers have, when we started the show, we decided to approach musical theatre dancers who could sing, as you normally have to do in the musical theatre, rather than get rock backing singers who could maybe dance.
Yeah, we were asking a lot from them for...
Oh, they have to do a tremendous amount of work. And of course, Pete Gledel would rehearse them doing a bit of singing every day.
The same guy who made this particular film also made the harp one at the beginning.
Oh, right.
So he incorporated his elements from that as well.
All night and day, waiting for the minute I hear you say.
We should talk about Rob Sinclair, who did the lighting for this and
Yeah.
cared for the set all around the world.
Yeah, because this is the first tour he's done with us, isn't it?
Took real care over making sure there were no wrinkles in the backcloth, Chris. at any
Or in our
point.
faces.
Well, again, the crew on this show generally, you know, every now and then you glimpse them, they all wore white coats because they were involved in moving all the boxes around, as you can probably see occasionally. And they took quite a lot of pride about being in the show as well as putting it together and taking it down.
Yeah, they were choreographed by Lynn.
Yeah. This is the only piece of music that's not played to a click track. Is that right?
And it's the only piece of music that's in solely for a costume change around the back.
Yeah, you were a little bit
I hate doing this.
uneager to do this,
Absolutely
weren't you?
hate doing this.
Because it's purely for the benefit of Neil's costume change.
And not
I
just
love this
mine, and
moment.
the girls.
So this is...
So we're in a panic backstage in the quick change tent.
Sometimes I play it quite fast.
on purpose. Look, and that's all light bouncing off your mirror ball jacket there.
See, that's an embarrassed
it.
look.
So this is the beginning of our bleak tears in the toilet moment.
Tears in the
We've
toilet,
been
everyone.
having a happy, lovely, fabulous Friday night
Are you
until
saying this
now.
is when people go to the toilet?
Well,
It's,
you know,
it's actually a toilet break.
do you know how many don't go to the toilet during this bit?
All the
They're
bar.
riveted because they want to know what's going to happen to Sean and Charlotte. Seen them in New York having a good old time.
I'm not convinced that's the case, but maybe something more. This is one of my favourite songs in the show.
Yes, it's my favourite. It's our Pina Bausch moment, we hope. In memory of, because she just died.
Who's to judge if you're right? This is a bad time. Just as long as you break.
So Lynn based the choreography on these 40s ballroom dancing hand gestures here, kind of Ginger and Fred.
Tell him you're a liar. Tell him I'm a saint. Say it's much too early. You're just too
It's very surreal, though, isn't it? I mean, the ballroom dancing in boxes.
to be strong.
It's as if you're in this... What it makes me imagine is that you're in this room full of infinity of these people, these
Yeah.
faceless people, all going through these gestures
Don't say, do I need to?
that express a relationship between them, and you're
Do I have to?
being invited in here and there, but mainly not.
Do I need to love you? It's a fatal mistake, and you know it. That you're dying to make. You'll pay for it.
So these are the same dancers who are doing all that very rhythmic, precision,
Yeah.
robotic, boxy stuff, and now they're doing this really lyrical.
Tell him it's a problem. Tell him it's too hard. Say you found your best friend and Scotland Yard. Swear that there'll be murder. Tell him that I'm ill. Say you
Because Lynn, the choreographer's background is as much in contemporary dance and Broadway and MTV. She
Yeah.
covers the whole range.
Do I need to love you? Do I have to?
It's good tucks there, Neil.
It's an old Dior one.
Love you. Do I have to? Oh, don't say. Do I need to?
You can hear, as in many of the songs, I'm singing along with backing tracks of myself.
Do I need to love you?
Which again means you've got to get the words exactly right.
I know what you've said about me. I heard But do I have to please?
Funny little move there.
It's beautiful. And here we enter into the world of Derek Jarman.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful film that he made for King's Cross.
Yeah, it's 20 years old.
London's changed quite a bit, hasn't it, since then?
Yeah, it's changed massively, in fact. And of course, King's Cross area has.
What was the video shoot like for that, Chris?
Is that the one that I stormed off and didn't?
Yeah.
And kept me. I was in a really bad mood, so I didn't come.
So you were
They had to
there?
shoot me again the next day.
Oh, really? So this was a special retake of you?
It was shot for the song Rent.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. The train thing is from the song Rent. And they had 2 film crews. One filming me driving to the station and one filming Chris at the station. And your one didn't turn up or something.
Yeah. Story of my life, that really.
And then also for the 1989 tour, Derek recut it with some other Super 8 footage.
And I think, Neil, you're lit from a single little birdie at your feet there.
Oh, am I?
Only one light on you. I think. Rob would confirm it.
Only last night I found myself lost by the station called King's Cross, dead and wounded on either side. You know it's only a matter
Singing from backstage again.
I've been good and I've been mad. I've been guilty of hanging around. Someone told me Monday, someone told me Saturday. Wait until tomorrow and there's still no way. Read it in a book or write it in a letter. Wake up in the morning and there's still no guarantee. So I went looking out today for the one who got away. Man are walking round the block, ending up in King's Cross. Good luck, bad luck, waiting in a line. It takes more than a matter of time. Someone told me Monday, someone told me Saturday. Wait until tomorrow and there's still no way. Read it in a book or write it in a letter. Wake up in the morning and there's still no guarantee. And there's still no guarantee. There is still no guarantee.
So did you have to come back the next day to film this bit?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
that's my memory of it, yeah.
Good film, that.
You notice we didn't say much about it because we were just a bit absorbed.
I love
I
that
was
song as
enjoying
well.
it.
The song is called The Way It Used to Be.
This keyboard Chris is playing here, making this sort of white noise sound, was rather temperamental on some of it too. It didn't start.
Or it started and then stopped.
Yeah.
Really? So this bit just didn't happen properly?
No, they...
It was particularly in America, wasn't it?
yeah. Don't know why it was.
Oh, Sean's back. Where's the men in white coats?
coming to take you away.
Yeah.
You're there. Come closer.
Remember when Lynn emerged from the first day of rehearsals with Sean and she was just astounded by what came out of him. This was,
Was she?
yeah, because he hadn't done stuff like this before. He hadn't done anything this kind of freeform,
I wanted
really expressive.
the way it used to be. What is left of love? Tell me who would even care? So much time
This song is quite difficult to remember.
I'd still meet you.
You know, it has a very, very unusual structure. And I always think, right, what's the next bit?
Evening after day. What is left of love? Hear that day and drift away. I can remember days of sun. We knew our lives had just begun. We could do
Now, these boxes behind us now,
when we're young.
They started off as being structures made out of twin wool, which is a kind of two-layer plastic. But in the end, we decided they had to be cardboard boxes. So they have a rigid wooden structure underneath them,
yeah.
but we've got the cardboard stapled all over the surface.
Ah, okay. So they're not really boxes.
No, they're
Because I was going to say they're
Covered
going to
in-
start running up and down them in a minute.
If I could change the way I feel, but I want more than only memories. A human touch to make them real. Another day, another dream. Over the bridge, an empty scene. We'd spend the weekend lost in bed and float upstream. I don't know why we moved away. Lost in the here and now we stray.
I think
Red and blue works well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think there are little gestures in this choreography which are referring back to the first thing we saw on the screens of Sean and Charlotte meeting, and they've all been sort of torn apart.
Yeah, okay.
Elsewhere with conversated blues. Then and there I knew that I lost you.
I'll have to do that in the next show. I think. What's that sort of dancing called?
Freestyle.
Contemporary.
This is left of love. Tell me who would even care.
Lynn going back to her Rombo Dance Company roots.
Time has passed. I'd still meet you anywhere. Water under bridge.
And they're barefoot for this bit.
Are they?
Yeah, having been in funky trainers, you see.
Left of love. Here
And what's that on his hand?
His gloves, little English leather gloves.
Don't give me all your northern pain. Don't sell me New York in the rain. Let's leave our promises behind. Rewind and try again. What remains in time that didn't fade away? Sometimes I need to see the way it used to be. A dead of nights when strangers roam the streets and such
Oh, I lied, he's got shoes on, she hasn't.
who'll take them home. I lie alone clock strikes 3, and anyone who wanted to could contact me. The dead of nights,
Balloon.
break of day, endless thoughts and questions keep me awake. It's much too late. Where have you been? Who've you seen? You didn't phone when you said you would. Do you lie? Do you try to keep in touch? You know you could. I've tried to see your point of view, but could not hear or see for jealousy. I never knew. Time passed so slow. I wish I'd never met you. All that I could bear to let you go. A dead of nights till break of day. Endless thoughts and questions keep me awake. It's much too late. Where have you been? Who've you seen? You didn't phone when you said
Such a shame. Do you remember how much they liked each other and Did You See Me Coming? Where it's ended up.
It's all gone horribly wrong.
Yeah.
point of view, but could not hear or see for jealousy. Where have you been? Who've you seen? You didn't
He tried everything,
said you would.
even a wig.
Do you lie? Do you try to keep in touch? You know you could. I've tried to see your point of view, but could not hear or see for jealousy.
Way. He hurt his ankle 3 shows before this.
I'm not surprised. Look at that.
Boy.
Landing the wrong way. Good. Seriously, hurt your ankle.
Where have you been? Who've you seen? You didn't phone when you said you would. Do you lie? Do you try to keep in touch? You know you could. I've tried to see your point of view, but could not hear or see for jealousy. Where have you been? Who've you seen? You didn't phone when you said you would. Do you lie? Do you try to keep in touch? You know you could. I've tried to see your point of view, but could not hear or see for jealousy. I never knew till I met you.
Now it kicks off.
This looks like fun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's good because they can do whatever they want with those boxes.
Yeah.
You know, if they destroy them, just put some more in the van.
As long as they don't hit me with him.
Yeah, have they hit you much? No.
Not once, actually.
It's a bit disappointing.
During the freestyle and the way it used to be, early on, Sean came crashing into me in one concert. Way.
So we're emerging from our tears in the toilet section.
Into the 4th section.
Which is actually called Latin, wasn't it? For a
No,
minute?
celebration.
Celebration. This piece of film the idea originated in the Brits. We used this idea in Always on My Mind, in the Brits piece, where we had Neil and Chris's heads full of escalators with people ignoring each other,
That's
going in
right.
opposite directions.
Yeah. Well, the crew sorting everything out there at the back.
So this is taking us back to the story of the twins, because we haven't seen them for a little while. We've been all focused on Sean and Charlotte. So back to them with their cube heads being all automatons going about their daily business on Canary Wharf escalators. Sort of Kafkaesque 1984 vision of functionaries.
Where would we be without Kafka?
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, it's been released, this song, isn't it, after the ballad section?
Lost in the high street where the dogs run, roaming suburban boys. Mother's got a hairdo.
And these are the same suits as we used in the Brits performance where we had the 60
That's right.
Asian business people.
Yeah.
It's actually quite difficult to film an escalator in London. You get stopped.
Do you?
Yeah, you're not really allowed. Those were filmed at Canary Wharf, I think. And to find one that's moving without any people on it.
Yeah. I thought they were just a sort of graphic animation.
No, they're not. You finally had enough of that jacket, didn't you, Chris? I took it off.
I wore it as long as I could.
Yeah.
Only for
No,
this.
you did well.
Only for this concert.
Well, hey.
So finally, we're going to get to see who these two people
Those
are.
dresses, what skirt dresses, fantastic.
Yeah.
They've chosen themselves as well. They went out and bought a couple.
They're Kate Moss for Topshop.
Is that what they are?
50 quid each.
Well, they're really good, aren't
What
they?
did Jeffrey think of that? Did he approve?
Yes, he did.
Here we go. Who would have thought?
It's the twins.
So we are what? How many minutes are we into this show? The first time we see who they really are.
1 hour, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
There's her hair there.
Yeah. So just when Sean and Charlotte have ended up in misery, the twins have been released from their boxitude.
Absolutely. Why do you wear headphones sometimes but not always?
If I'm playing to a click.
Ah.
I was lucky they had 3 in stock, eh?
Why haven't we got Sean on stage in a little black dress?
They didn't have a 4th one.
I don't think Sean would have done that. I like this.
Great choreography, that.
You always wanted a lover. I only wanted a job. I've always worked for
So the pixels that you're seeing on the back wall at the moment are in fact
Dusty.
a pixelated version of Dusty's face. Shall become clear.
Oh yeah, it's definitely her, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see the little
Yeah.
pink square. Could be no other nose.
I brought you drinks, I brought you flowers, I read your books and talked for hours. Every day, so many drinks, such pretty flowers. So tell me, what have I done to deserve this? What have I done to deserve this? What have I?
Since you went away, I've been hanging around. I've been wondering why. I'm feeling down. You went away. It should make me feel better, but I don't know.
And this is footage taken from the original video.
Video, that's right. Shot at Brixton Academy.
You always wanted me to be something I wasn't.
You always wanted too much. Oh,
Now I can do right.
As I've been going around meeting other crews on different shows, they often refer to the comments of the crew on this show, who say that after years of lugging around huge heavy bits of truss and metal and plastic and perspex, they have the best gig in the world because they're just carrying cardboard boxes.
What have I done to deserve this? What have I?
All their backs, all these aching backs that they've had in the past.
Well, it's a funny mix of low tech and high tech, isn't it?
Yeah.
since you went away, I've been hanging.
Dusty looks great there. Andy Warhol eyes or something.
Yeah.
You went away. It should make me feel better. I don't know how I'm gonna get through. How I'm gonna get through.
It's a little reference back to the way we did the eyes in Closer to Heaven, Francis Barber's eyes, do you remember? There was the big print of Francis Barber's eyes in Closer to Heaven.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The Warhol.
What have I done to deserve? We don't have to fall apart. We don't have to fight. We don't need to go to hell every night.
We could make a deal.
We could make a deal. What have I done to deserve this? 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 What have I done to deserve this?
It was quite a bold move, Neil, to have the boots on the outside of the trousers. Was there a process
Wonderful, Dusty's
arrived at that?
Yes, there's not time to change my trousers. So I wear the same trousers and boots all the way through.
away.
If you remember, we discussed having an interval and decided not
Oh,
to
yeah.
have one, which is when Chris ended up playing the intro to Do I Have To.
That's right, yeah.
So I had time to get into and the twins had time to change as well. But to take your trousers off and change your shoes in, it just takes too long.
That is a really rapid change.
That is it for them, it is.
That's wild.
They've had 2 minutes to do that.
It's 2 seconds.
No, they've gone off
Oh, they went off
before the end. You
Yeah.
just don't notice.
So this is them becoming little coloured blocks in the street,
Yeah.
and the buildings start in daytime, go through night. Going around they are actually building some more different housing projects all over the world.
Are they?
Indeed.
I wasn't really aware of this film.
It's beautiful, actually.
It's great.
So yeah, they're being a Rubik Cube, little blocks. And their colours.
The night sky, like velvet masks our eyes tonight. And falling reveals the sunrise and ignites. We heal it all around us every day.
So Sean and Charlotte are being all joyful, but they are actually studiously ignoring each other, you'll see. To keep the theme. They
Are they
haven't...
still in character here?
Oh, I tell you, you'll notice. Look carefully. They actually blank each other every time they cross each other's path.
It's a pity they're not reconciled.
We don't have a happy ending, do we?
Well, it would be nice.
Ambiguous.
Be nice for once in our lives.
Ambiguous.
It's sincere and subjective, superficial and true,
That's a good face there, isn't it? Just pulling.
Yeah.
easy and predictable, exciting and new to say I want you. This is
Well, they're always on, you know. They don't switch off at any point.
you hear us bang all over the world.
I'm glad Jeffrey stitched those bits of stripy elastic on. Because I remember in Moscow they were safety pins.
It's intriguingly minor detail for everyone.
All counts. Every detail. It wouldn't have been minor if the safety pin had come apart, Neil.
No.
Come outside and see a brand new day. Troubles in your mind.
Stately as a galleon.
It's easy to believe they're here to stay.
You see, you're almost joining in with them.
I am joining with them. I'm choreographed.
Neil's giving
Yeah.
it 110 there.
Yeah.
That's as good as it gets. Look, I'm even doing this bit.
Life is much more simple when you're young.
This is the best bit.
Well, this is your equivalent of Chris's Madonna walk, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I forget to move here, I noticed. I meant to
Well,
move.
you meant to be doing that?
Yeah. No, I just go from
No.
side to
Oh,
side.
right, okay.
I'm not meant to be
You're
doing that.
observing at this point.
But I join in a minute.
So don't search in the stars for signs of love. Look around your life, you'll find enough. Say I'll be there. I love you. Come outside and feel warm and sun. Say I'll be there. I love you. Life is much more simple when you're young. Come on and say that, that's the way life is. That's the way life is. Why do you want to sit alone in gothic gloom, surrounded by the ghosts of love that haunt your road? Somewhere there's to a different door to open wide. You gotta throw those skeletons.
You're boiling hot by this point, Neil, in that suit.
I've been boiling hot all the way through the show. I'm actually pouring the sweat, but it doesn't seem to be picking up on the camera. No, that's a good bit.
Yeah, from this point on, it doesn't really stop, does it? It's
No.
an endless dance.
Chris is actually doing a drum solo here.
And with these songs that we're going through now, has Stuart merged them and mushed them, or is he basically just linked them together? How much has he used from other songs in all that?
He's used the song
quite a mashup, isn't
Discoteca,
it?
yeah, to link. We're having a little Latin moment, you know.
I'd love to be able to do that.
Yeah, and it's amazing what we do
Right.
here. Look at that.
Well, this has got an interesting story to this next bit coming up, isn't it? How we arrived at that.
What do you mean?
So there we were in St. Petersburg,
Oh yeah, first gig.
first show. No, it must have been the day before the first show.
Yeah, it was the day of the dress rehearsal.
And we went out with one of my brother's mates, a camera.
How was that? Who it was?
Well, he was a cameraman, but he was found by my brother.
Well, it was absolutely appropriate for the song because the song is about St. Peter, and we're in St. Petersburg, or mentioned St. Peter, and we're in St. Petersburg, and the statue I'm walking around is the statue of Peter the Great.
And that was 2 crowns mashed together because I wasn't happy with the stature of one.
Yeah.
Bit of gaffer tape.
Was it raining?
It was. So we were going around, we kept holding this umbrella. Then
That's why we had the umbrella.
it was
because
very
it was
last
raining.
minute. It wasn't planned, the umbrella. But then, because it was raining, we incorporated it, and I think it makes it. But we did get a little trail of interested viewers. See, look at that 2-tier crown. And we ended up at... Did we end up at the Hermitage? No.
Yes, we ended around the back of the Hermitage.
Okay, London. I want to hear you sing.
Yeah, Glasgow are better singers than London.
I think it takes the audience just a beat or two to realise what
Yeah.
song you're actually...
What is required?
Well, also just the fact that you're doing this song, they're just getting over the excitement of it. Do you remember the moment you decided to do this song? What brought it on?
Oh, well, when this song came out, Coldplay's record came out, we really liked it. And we were amazed that Coldplay had done a 4 on the Floor song.
Right.
And we thought it would... Originally we wanted to remix it, but then it became a hit immediately, so it was too late. And also we just thought that the oh 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 bit was a great bit of audience participation waiting to happen. And now the boxes start falling down. It's actually slightly terrifying being behind them, having your crown taken off when they start to fall.
First time I saw this, I really thought we'd done something horribly wrong and the whole thing had just really fallen. Look at
It's
it.
quite exciting.
It is, it's great.
And then they go up.
And that is all just... They've been attached on little nylon fishing threads
Yeah.
the whole time. People wallop them from the back. That's it. They're really falling down. Now these costumes were made in St. Petersburg overnight. These silver ones.
Yeah, there was a lot of faffing about these costumes, wasn't there?
Yeah, and it's a bit like the same faff we had over the Brits.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
And we ended up doing the silver lycra. Because it had to just refer to that almost 80s Green Goddess aerobics costume.
Oh, they're still tidying up at the back there. The men in white coats. They've got brakes on those. You can see them fixing.
But it's crucial. No brake on. When they climb up, they could be in
Yeah.
serious trouble.
Has one thing in common too. It's a sin.
So choreography here is sort of referring to Pan's people and Legs and Co. All that
Who is it?
80s top of the pop stuff.
Everything I've ever done, everything I ever do, every place I've ever been, everywhere I'm going to.
Yeah, my mum only let us watch Top of the Pops when they were wearing matching costumes. So we were allowed to watch Bucks Fizz and the Nolans because they had matching costumes.
What about Pan's people? You're allowed to watch
Yeah,
that?
they had matching costumes. Not anything where they were wearing different clothes.
For everything I long to do, no matter when or where or who, has one thing in common too. It's a sin. It's a sin.
I think some of this choreography is the same as we used on the Brits, actually.
Yes.
Everything I ever do, every place I've ever been, everywhere I'm going to, it's a sin. Father, forgive me. I tried not to do it.
Little Dante-esque moment.
The apple.
Over a new leaf, then tore right through it.
Well, that's the second time Chris has performed with an apple in one of our shows.
Oh, when was the first time?
In performance,
Of course, yeah.
Chris had to bite an apple in the first song.
That's right. That's why we had that in this, in fact.
'Cause I didn't care and I still don't.
In America, we weren't allowed to throw the apple into the audience for insurance reasons.
Oh, of course. Quite right. I wonder if anyone's kept their apple as a souvenir. Dried it.
So I look back upon my life, forever with a sense of shame. I've always been the one to blame. For everything I long to do, no matter when or who, there's one thing in common too.
There's actually two sets of, you saw a cameraman there, there's actually two sets of cameramen here. There's the cameraman for this DVD, and there's three cameramen who are doing the O2 Arena screens at the side. So the place is bristling with cameras, actually.
But they're all out down in the pit, aren't they? There's none on stage.
There's one, look.
Oh,
See the one on
yeah,
the
of
side.
course, yeah.
He's an O2 Arena one.
Is he wearing a white jacket?
I can never remember the proper Latin here.
So this bit needs a bit of a strobe warning on it, doesn't it?
It gets one.
Does it?
Yes. Very good. And the glitter.
Some venues wouldn't let you do that.
Because
Yeah.
they don't like CO2 explosions.
No, they don't like
They don't
that.
like the mess.
Oh, yeah. You have to
I
pay
don't
extra
blame-
money for them to clear it out.
I don't blame them, by the way. It makes a lot of mess.
I should have a statistic in my head of exactly how many cardboard boxes we used. I think it was something like 500.
I think it's 450, isn't it?
Was it? Yeah.
Oh,
That's a funny moment, isn't it?
it's Kino. Blowing the glitter
It looked
away.
like he was putting his hat out like a busker for some money.
The reason he's blowing it away is because for the dancers it gets a bit slippery to have these little squares of glittery stuff on the stage. The classic lighting the audience shot.
There's people with Santa hats.
Yeah, they're hoping
21st.
we're going to perform. It doesn't often snow at Christmas. Oh. Looks nice. Oh, and the feathered hats are appearing.
So that was a trip to, where did you get the feather hats from?
Dover Street Market.
And what's the name of the guy that makes them?
It's
Michael.
yeah.
They used to do one of the two people behind Kinky Galinky, which we saw in the New York City Boy film. This is my Archduke Franz Ferdinand look.
I came across a cache of old photos and invitations to teenage
I'm singing very deep here.
dress in white, one said with quotations from someone's wife, a famous writer in the 19.
I'm actually singing to a high double track of myself here.
When you're young, you find inspiration in anyone who's ever
This is Rob Sinclair's Bleak.
and don't
After the party, the day after the party lighting.
she said we were never
It's not tears in the toilet, it's more of a hangover.
That's it. It's grey dawn, grey London, wake up with a sock over the world, dawn lighting.
And the balloons are still there. It's a grey hat, that.
we dressed up in fonts, thoughts make amends, but we were never holding back, worried that time would come to an end. When I went, I left from the station with a haversack and some trepidation. Someone said, if you're not careful, you'll have nothing left and nothing to care for in the 1970s. But I sat back and looking for
The idea with the boxes is that you can see quite a lot of rough edges of them, so they look kind of sad and crappy at times. And then
I like that.
I think these are all new boxes for this.
they were, but even now,
performance.
look, you can see marks on them and crappy edges, which is the idea.
'cause we were never being boring. We had too much time to find for ourselves, but we were never being boring.
Where are they now? Are they all in storage somewhere?
We dressed up in
Probably in a container, waiting for the next outing.
holding back, worried that time would come to an end.
The idea behind them was also that you could modulate your size, because we played so many different size venues.
Always rely
It's often a real issue, trying to make the set fit in the smaller venues. But you were able to play pretty much the same show everywhere you went, were you not?
Yes. In Hamburg, we had to play somewhere with a very low ceiling. And so that was the most difficult venue. We shouldn't really been in it, really.
We just took off the top layer of those
Yeah.
front boxes.
I mean, that was the original, well, part of the original ideas for the show was that we knew we were playing such a different range of venues. I mean, in Milwaukee, we played in a very small theatre. And then
O2.
we played the O2 a couple of times and all the rest of it. And then often you're playing festivals in the summer. So it's got to be very flexible.
Do you remember how much anxiety there was about the wind and the festival?
Well, we were simply lucky with that, though. There was
didn't.
the
That was
anxiety
like
was right.
Yeah.
And we were just lucky with it.
Because it just never blew down, did it?
No, because it could have done. The previous two, Fundamental, blew down a couple of times.
we were always hoping that looking back you could always rely on a friend, but we were never being boring. We were never being bored, 'cause we were never being boring. We were never being bored. Thank you, London.
That was a good Mac, actually. Didn't Jeffrey find you that Mac?
Yeah, it's by Nicole Farai. I think he might have bought it in a charity
I
shop.
think he got it in Oxfam.
I think he did cost 50 quid.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, it's right for the hat, isn't it?
Yeah.
London, thank you very much. You have been a fantastic audience tonight.
Now, on the actual night, we did My Girl Now, which is a bonus feature on this DVD. So we're going straight to the end.
Pandemonium. Yes, they're twins. Sean Williams. And Charlotte Walcott. On keyboards, Chris Lowe. My name is Neil Tennant. And we are the Pet Shop Boys. London, you've been very lovely tonight. Thank you once again. I think we're going to do another song.
This version of West End Girls is based on the Shep Pettibone remix. Well, the start is anyway.
And the choreography refers a little bit to what we do at the Brits. Kind of cross between
you get the jazz
Broadway,
hands.
the jazz hands.
The jazz, we love jazz hands.
Yeah.
Broadway and the automatons meet.
Yeah.
Because Lynn also worked on Closer to Heaven on the musical.
She
with
was
Peter Darling.
his assistant, wasn't she? I like this dancing.
Sometimes you're better off dead. There's a gun in your hand, it's pointing at your head. You think you're mad, too unstable, kicking in.
Well, she's sort of working with all the Broadway moves and taking the piss out of them at the same time. But at the same time, she's in America at the moment doing her Broadway shows. You know,
Yeah.
In a western town, a dead and wild. The eastern boys and western girls. In a western town, a dead and wild.
Now you'll notice I've taken out one of my headphones, one of my earphones.
West End girls,
That's so I can hear the audience.
West End girls. Too many shadows,
Yeah.
whispering voices, faces on posters. Too
We should have turned it into a medal.
when, why,
Some kind of brooch, Neil. Instead of making it look like a mistake.
I like
I'll
it.
remember that for next
I
time.
think it looks casual.
Next time I'm going to give you a medal.
in a western town, a dead and wild. The eastern boys and western girls. You say.
No, I won't actually.
West End girls.
No, I love that.
The jazz hands in the Asda suits. Because we did need to
Is
see.
it Georgia?
It's Georgia Asda.
Excellent.
£6 for a pair of trousers.
Amazing, isn't it?
Well, that's because we needed 60, wasn't it, for
It
the
was,
Brits?
yeah.
Andy, our tour manager, and his son went round every Asda in the northwest of England.
Yeah, because it wasn't just about price, actually. It was about where we could get that many identical ones.
Yeah. I like the umbrella dance.
In a western town, a dead and wild. The eastern boys and western.
Notice I'm choreographed here.
A western town, a dead and wild. Eastern boys, western girls.
I like the way they wee.
Oh, she missed.
She missed the box, yeah.
West End girls. You got a heart of glass or a heart of stone. Just you wait till I get
That's a good move coming up now.
future. We've got no
Oh, yes, it's great, this move.
built to last in
Look at that.
Brilliant.
from Lake Geneva to the Finland station. And a western town, a dead and wild. The eastern boys and western girls.
That's a good move as well.
Yeah. The guy who made the hats was in the audience, actually, this night.
Was he?
Yeah, he loved it. He was delighted to see his hats in action.
West End girls. West End girls.
Well, we're watching this actually just literally 3 weeks to the day since the show. And they've done an amazing job editing it and mixing the music and everything. Just an astonishingly quick turnaround.
Andy, the tour manager, felt very strongly that they shouldn't have their hats on for that song. He felt with the narrative it should end up that they were all liberated. But I didn't think that was appropriate to the Pet Shop Boys, any kind of liberation, so I stuck them back on again.
Well, actually,
Trapped.
philosophically, I think he's right, really. But it looks really good with the choreography. Also, it's sort of circular. You end up where you started.
Well, I don't think we should say they are liberated. They're not. They're still marching on in their boring jobs. In their boxes, those ones.
It's a bit depressing.
Yeah, but they had a great night out and Tears in the Toilet. They had a little release from it. They went to a Pet Shop Boys concert.
I didn't know it was going to end like this. Did you?
What do you mean, the music?
Yeah.
Yeah, we discussed it
Did
last
we?
week.
How did you want it to end?
I don't know. Silence.